It's all about chapter 6 of our Book of the Week Wednesday, and chapter 6 is all about imagination. I've actually read this chapter 3 times. And in fact, Napoleon Hill tells you that after you read the book, come back and reread it. He also said that on the chapter about autosuggestion. And I think the reason that is because it's really hard to conclusively pull something out of this chapter when it's like these intangible things like imagination and autosuggestion. So chapter 6 is all about imagination. Imagination is the workshop of the mind. It's where we take ideas, either previous ideas that we put together for a particular use, or new ideas. So when you're building business, when you're doing amazing things, when you're just living your daily life, sometimes people can just not use their imagination. They run through life and they're doing their humdrum automated sort of thing, and they're not really living to their fullest happiness, their fullest capacity. And so I believe that everyone in their heart has a direction and a purpose that they need to go, that they've got something to give the world. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about people, but not everybody uses it. So how do you take the desire, the gift that you have within inside of you, and turn it into a reality of service to the world, or of some new idea, or of some business, or of some, transmuting your desire for income, which we all need, into its physical counterpart, which is money, right? So transmuting desire into its physical counterpart, money. Okay? Desire into money. That's what this book is all about. And one of the key factors is using imagination. So you have a great idea, or you have a couple of things going on in your life, and you're able to pull them together with this incredible idea. And so these concepts are so abstract and so difficult to share that what we do here is what Napoleon has done is he's told them in sort of like parables, stories. So I'm going to share some of these with you. The one is called The Enchanted Kettle. Okay, so way back in the day, there was a young doctor who drove up to a marketplace, and he sold him a kettle, all right? A kettle and a scrap of paper with some words written on it. But this kettle was just not some ordinary kettle. This kettle was something just absolutely incredible, which has turned into real gold for people for many, many years, from, way before the 1930s until many, many years till today. People are still making money from this kettle. So this clerk had saved up, his life savings was in the amount of $500. He pulled it out of his pocket and he paid the doctor. The doctor then took that and paid his bills. He was happy. But what he did is he took this kettle and he infused imagination into it. And what happened with the kettle? It created Coca-Cola. Okay, so Coca-Cola is one of the world's largest consumers of sugar. Okay, so that employs a lot of people. They use many glass bottles back in the day, so that employed many people. Artists became famous by just creating advertising with their art to convey what is Coca-Cola. And so it's really, really fascinating that just this little kettle, this idea, is what generated mountains of income, not just for the clerk, but for many, many people down the line. And so it's the idea, the imagination that did this for this person, okay? Next, the next story that he shares with us in this chapter is about a preacher. This preacher, through college, realized that there was some very serious problems with the college that he went to. Okay, he said, I want to see people learn by doing. Okay, so he was a hands-on learner, and he felt that if I can get enough money to start my own college, I will start my own college, and I will teach people by them doing what they're learning, what they're setting out to do, and that will help them in their field. That will help them to become better. That will help them in their journey in learning more, gaining knowledge. And so he he had this idea, and he was thinking about it and mulling it over in his head, and he knew that he said, I need $1 million to set up this school. Okay, so what would he do if he had $1 million? Now, this is great, because he's been thinking about this idea for 2 years, and he's like, I need $1 million. Where am I going to get $1 million from? Have you ever had like a bill to pay, and you're like, I need this? Or you've wanted to do something, but you knew you needed the capital to do it. Now, most people, they'd say, well, that was a great idea. I guess it's never going to come to fruition. That was a great idea I had, but, I don't have the money, so, oh, well, I guess it's just not going to happen. The difference between that person and what this pastor did is he decided that he was going to get his $1 million. Okay, so he's been thinking about this idea for 2 years. And so one night he sat down and he said, I'm never going to get this. I'm never going to accomplish this unless I determine a definiteness of purpose and I get moving on what I want to do. Okay, so he sits down and he thinks and he develops a plan to attain this income. And so what he does, what does he do? He's a pastor. So he writes the newspaper and he says, tomorrow I am going to have a sermon called What Would I Do If I Had $1 Million? And so the newspapers went out. He had these notes written down he read them in the morning. He wrote down his notes the night before. He read them in the morning. He was so excited. And in his excitement, he left his notes in the bathroom. And so he's running off. He's standing at the pulpit and oh my gosh, I forgot my notes. Have you ever done that before? You had to give a speech and you forgot your notes? He said, but I've been thinking about this for 2 years. And so all I did, he said, thank God I forgot my notes. Because what I did is I got up to that pulpit and I closed my eyes. And after praying, he just was able to, from his subconscious mind and from the desire of his heart, spoke about what he would do with $1 million. So he's standing here, and this is a true story. Both of these were true. One was about Coca-Cola. This one is about this pastor. So he gets finished, and he's telling about what he would do and this school that he would create and how he would help people to really just gain value and be able to learn their skill through doing. And a young man walked up to the front of the church, and he said, Pastor, I really liked your sermon. This is after the sermon was over. I really liked your sermon. And I believe that you will do everything that you said that you would do if you had $1 million. So, if you come by my office tomorrow, I will give you $1 million. And thus, the school was born, and many people have been helped in the long run. And he was able to contribute that desire that this is an amazing desire. Yeah, did he make a lot of money from it? Probably so. But it's also about the mission, the movement. So thinking and growing rich is not just about money. It is a big portion of it. But it's also about the desire, about living a full life, about having everything and just contributing to the world. That is a rich life. That is incredible. But riches are also cool too, right? Okay, so if you are one of those who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought. It's not true. Hard work. Do you think it's hard to make money? Hard work alone? It's not true. Riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work alone. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. Imagination is one of those principles, and that's what this chapter was all about. But riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands. You have to have a definiteness of purpose. And when we're looking at this pastor and what he developed, he said, hey, I have a definiteness of purpose. I'm going to do this. And the moment he said, I'm going to do this, 36 hours later, he had the money that he needed to accomplish his goal. So if you have a goal, if you want to do something in this world, you need to sit down and put your plan into action. Get a definiteness of purpose. You know what you want to do. You know how much money you need to do it. So sit down, figure it out, and create a definiteness of purpose. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I will have. And so he said that when he went to bed, he could visualize himself already in possession of the money. That's another thing that's a part of autosuggestion. Visualizing, knowing, having faith. That's another part of faith. So those principles put into place afforded this man the ability to get exactly what he wanted within 36 hours. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Okay. So, generally speaking, I love this. This reminds me of Dave. Those of you who know Dave Lear, put a 1 down in the bottom. Generally speaking, an idea is an impulse of thought that impels action by an appeal to the imagination. All master salesmen know that ideas can be sold where merchandise cannot. Ordinary salesmen do not know this. That is why they're ordinary. Did you get that? All master salesmen know that ideas can be sold where merchandise cannot. Ordinary salesmen do not know this. That is why they are ordinary. Dave Lear, before he got into home-based business and the online world and teaching people how to make money from home, go like his page or something or say hi to him today. But before he started working in home-based business, he actually worked as a jewelry salesman. This is one of the things that he's done in his career. And so as a jewelry salesman, he was one of the highest paid in his store and even in the region. Why? Because what he would do is he would not just sell the jewelry. He would talk to people and he would say, wow, that's a really nice piece. That person didn't get this ring or this watch or this necklace from this store. But what he did is he sold that person a warranty or like something that would allow them to get it fixed if it was broken. So he would talk to that person, tell them, hey, that's a lovely piece. And he was able to sell many, many warranties on pieces that weren't even purchased from the store, but also generated income for that store, which allowed him to be the highest paid person in the region. Because of this idea, because of the idea that, hey, look, if that necklace breaks, you could come in and get it fixed or cleaned or whatever needed to happen. So these ideas, that creativity, that's imagination. And then he spurred on and has helped many thousands of people over the past few years. But yeah, so that's just a personal story that wasn't in the book. But that's a personal story that confirms that, hey, not just this pastor story who created a school and not just the story of Coca-Cola, but even take the personal story from me. So go out there and be creative. Find a definiteness of purpose. You know what it is that you want deep down inside. And even if you don't, you need to sit down and figure it out. Because if you don't, no one else is going to do it for you. Okay? All right. So this has been a lot of fun. If you like this video, like it. And I'll see you on the next one. We are here every Wednesday, usually at 2:30. But I did this one early. I have a school field trip to go to. So we're going to go to the pumpkin patch. I'll probably vlog a little bit about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next Wednesday at 2:30. Next Wednesday at 2:30. Doing our Book of the Week Wednesday, Chapter 7, which is all about, this one I'm pretty excited about. Chapter 7 is all about organized planning. So this is going to be fun. Oh yeah, we're going to have some plans. We're going to put them down. We're going to put them into action, and you're going to have everything that you want in this world. You're going to make a big difference. So get out there, make life incredible. It's an incredible life, isn't it? All right, have a great night, everyone. Day, everyone. See you on the next video.